Just a reminder before you watch this episode that the previous episode of the Now Review is still available for you to watch, as is the entire playlist, which can be found on the channel. And now, from AMTV, the latest episode of the Now Review. Hi there guys, it's Martyn here, and welcome to a rather special episode of the Now Review because we're going back to the mainline numbered series. But before we talk about it, first things first, as you'll see, I'm in a different location, different bookcase with actual books this time, Doctor Who, Michael Jackson, all the things I sort of like. And I'm going handheld as well with the camera, there's no tripod, I'm in a different location, no point explaining why, but you're still getting your review. So, we are going to delve into the latest release in the Mainline Now series. Now that's what I call music, 104.
There must be something now 104.
So let's take a look at our cover. So it's a lot of yellows and golds. Now this is the winter release, so it's surprisingly something I thought would be more wintry. Yeah, I mean gold is sort of synonymous with Christmas. 2 discs, of course. There is your spine. I do like it. I'm not sure about the font on the number 4. It just looks a bit odd. I don't know why they swapped it out from what it used to be, but yeah, that's your standard now cover, I guess, and of course the track list, which if I can flip round, well, it used to be back on one hand, so let's scan down. Dance Monkey's been everywhere, I'm not the biggest fan. Higher Love, great remix of an old Whitney song. Ride It, Take Me Back to London, one of the better songs off that new album by Ed. Post Malone, Joel Corey, Sigala, Ella Henderson, AJ Tracy, Georgia Smith, Burna Boy, Sam Finding. A lot of features, sort of like these recent Nas. There's a lot of artists having features on here. Lil Nas, Panini, yeah, not Old Town Road. That was on the last one. I like Turn Me On by Riton, Oliver, Hyden's Feet Vula, because that uses the main beat from Don't Go by Yazoo from the 80s. Check it out if you haven't, it's a really good song. Get used to this. Ritual Stormzy as well. Lizzo's blown up, hasn't she, everywhere. So this one finishes with H and Taste, Make It Shake. CD2, bonus, throwback to Now 4. We'll get to that eventually. Lewis Capaldi, of course, he's absolutely everywhere still. I thought his album was all a bit samey. He's alright, but a bit overrated maybe. Biebs, of course, makes an appearance. He's still everywhere, even though he's just doing features most of the time. Lana Del Rey, Miley Cyrus, Sam Fender, Haim, Maroon 5 are still making songs and still getting in the charts, really? Gigi Spooney, Paloma Faith, same with Westlife, Celine Dion, great song, Lying Down, and finishing with Colin Thackeray, who was the winner of Britain's Got Talent, I believe. The Wind Beneath My Wings, very cute. Now for throwback. So you've got Together in Electric Dreams, Shout to the Top, If It Happens Again, Hot Water, and Somebody's Watching Me. Are they the 5 songs off Now 4 I would have personally picked? Not necessarily, but for what it is, it's still on here because the same day this came out, as they have been doing, Now 4, 100 volumes earlier, has been re-released on CD. For the first time in its full entirety, obviously in the early 80s it was released. Actually, if you give me a jump cut, we'll talk about that now. So opening up, here it is, the advert for the re-release of Now 4, which, as it says, is a double CD with original artists. So you've got Paul McCartney, Lionel Richie, Queen, and I want to say that's Blondie, but I know it might be Debbie Harry, I'm not sure. Now 4, full track list available on CD for the very first time. Yes, they've done it right, full track list. So originally, back in the day, Now 4 was released on CD, but only about half of the songs were released and it was on one disc. It's very rare, still fetches hundreds of pounds, but they've actually re-released the full album on CD for the very first time, which is cool. You can also still get Now 1, 2, and 3 on CD as well. Complete your CD collections of the series. And the actual discs themselves. Black and like yellowy, goldy orange. It's okay, but I don't know. I like if they'd gone proper black and gold and had like a different design, because I'm not sure what this is, if it's like the splash of something, but it just seems a little lackluster, but you know, nice enough. Okay, so there's disc 2, which is more, that just looks ugly in my opinion. Less time looking at that, the better. Oh, and look at this. You can stay up to date with the latest chart hits, or you could just, go online rather than using that, Google. Follow Now Music on all the social medias as usual. So yeah, that is the disc side of things, looking good. But this album then, who is it for? Well, of course, if you're into your modern pop, if you like chart hits, all that sort of stuff, then this is an absolute must grab. Obviously, collectors are going to get this. The track list on here is quite good. I don't follow chart music that much anymore, but I do keep in check every now and then. And the songs I like on here, I really do enjoy. I'm glad now they're still in like the relevant position to get these big names to sign contracts and put their songs on here, especially in the age where, you know, streaming, things like Spotify is becoming even more and more prevalent and popular. It's nice to see that now we're still chugging along releasing double disc CDs like this, and they're still doing really well. The last few nows, from now 100 onwards, have been selling really well according to statistics. I'm sure this one will do the same. Obviously it's brand new, so you can get it mostly anywhere, supermarkets, HMV, for about 11, 12 or 13 pounds, depending on where you go. The weird thing is with these albums, unless you look online, like HMV and Tesco's, for example, they have some of the older volumes, like Now 103, Now 102, but despite them being months old by this point, they still charge the same price as like the new one, sometimes even more. So with this one, if you want to wait till it's cheap, give it a few months, then check online, because it will be a bit cheaper then as things move with the times. So yeah, dead happy with this one actually. I'd say it's been the best mainline release of the year for me in terms of track listing compared to Now 102 and Now 103, especially as pop music is forever changing, forever evolving. I feel it's been stuck in a rut recently with some of the songs on here all follow a very similar mold, a lot of stuff on side one, or disc one should I say, a lot of the same dance stuff, but do you know what, we have had some really great ones in here. As I said, I like Turn Me On. The Celine Dion song being on here is fantastic. Westlife are back, not really bothered about Maroon 5. But as always with Now, there is always a good mix. It's not just all the very same stuff. So, oh, nearly dropping it there. So yeah, that is in basis now 104. And that is it for this installment of the Now Review. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you picked up Now 104, or if you're planning on doing it, or if this review has encouraged you to pick it up some way, somehow. Please like the channel, what am I talking about? Like the video. If you're new here, then subscribe to the channel. We are so close to 5,000 subscribers. I really think we can do it before the end of the year. So let's give it that one final push. Of course, before we sign off, there was another album released on the same day as this one, which was Now 100 Hits Christmas. I don't have that yet. Strangely enough, HMV didn't have it. Not sure why that is, but I will cover that closer to Christmas time, as it's more apt, of course. But more Now reviews should be coming, hopefully on the day of release this time. I'm sorry this is a day late, but it just couldn't happen, unfortunately, due to life taking its toll. But that was the review for you guys there. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next one, I will see you guys next time.
Now 104. Now that's what I call music.
Well, that does bring us to a close this evening on AMTV. We do hope you enjoyed the programme, and please do keep your eyes open for brand new content that will be coming to you soon. Until then, have a very good week, and we hope that you join us again soon. Good night.